How's it going, guys? My name is Tavarish, and it's come to my attention that home renovations on YouTube are incredibly popular. In fact, some of my YouTuber buddies have had their house builds do really well on their own channels. But I happen to know that if you want to be a trendsetter on YouTube, you have to do things a little bit differently. So instead of me buying an abandoned mansion or buying a piece of land and building my own house from scratch, I did something a little bit different and spent my entire life savings on a very old house that needs a lot of work and has been neglected for the last 10 years. This may be a really bad idea. So if you guys are new to my channel, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed and consider subscribing if these are the kinds of projects you all like to see. This is my biggest project ever in my life on my channel, and you guys are experiencing it just as I am for the first time. This is my house. I actually live here. I just moved in and it needs a lot of work. Now, before I go into it, I'm going to give you an entire tour. I wanted to tell you that I am very grateful for everybody that watches my videos, that shares my videos, that tells me what I should be doing, that tells me the things you like and the things you don't. So before I get into any of this, I wanted to give a big thank you to everybody that's watched throughout the years. The 2 million subscribers that I have, you guys are what make this possible. It's a little bit of an emotional moment for me because I never thought that I'd be in a house like this. This house does need a lot of work, but it's still a major milestone, and I have all of you to thank. So thank you so much. But having said that, oh boy, this is not perfect. So this is a nearly 6,000 square foot house on a lakefront parcel of land in Florida that is about 5 and change acres. So it needs a few things. And when I say it needs a few things, it has been, let's just say, neglected for the past 10 years because the old owners, they had a big family, and this house is made for like a big family and a lot of people. And then that big family moved out. So then they just kind of let things sit. And it's no fault of the old owners. They're very nice people. They took care of the house as much as they could. But the problem is it's just a really big house and it needs a lot. So now I'm going to take you around the grounds, and then we're going to go into the house, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a house tour, and I'm going to show you everything wrong with the house and everything that we're going to be fixing on a budget and with a lot of elbow grease in the coming weeks and months. I am super excited, and we're actually going to be doing a lot of walking, so that gives me a great segue to introduce today's sponsor, Vessi Shoes. Look at that. I got new shoes. They're really comfortable. They're great for walking. So if you haven't heard about the brand Vessi, then you are missing out because this is a game changer. Vessis are great everyday sneakers because they're 100% waterproof. They'll have your feet dry in the wettest of weather. They're comfortable and stylish, and they're made from Dymatex, which is a dual climate knit material that keeps you cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter. It honestly doesn't feel like it should be waterproof, but it is. They're comfortable, lightweight, and breathable, so they're perfect for commuting to work or running errands or doing anything at all. They have a ton of really cool designs on their website to go with anything you might be wearing. Now it gets super rainy here in Florida, and I hate having wet socks, so these things are a godsend. Now to find out why Vessis are the only shoe you're ever gonna need, then go to the link in the video description below to get a special discount using my code Tavarish. That's vessi.com/Tavarish. It's in the link in the video description below. It gives you a discount and you get some awesome shoes. Go check it out right now. So welcome everyone to my driveway. This is where the cars are usually parked, but they're not parked today because all my cars are at the shop. I do have a few cars in the garage, and I know a lot of you probably are wondering what kind of garage a car guy would have, and it's this. Check it out. It's a 2-car garage. That's all I got. So I do have plans to make a bigger garage, and one of the things I liked about this house is the fact that it has a lot of land. So we can actually build on here. There's no HOA or anybody to tell me what I can and cannot do. So we can just build whatever we want in this property. So that is a very big bonus. Now I'm going to open up the garage, and then I'm going to show you something in this house that probably 99% of houses in Florida don't have, and it's exciting to me. I don't know if it's going to be exciting to you, but it's really exciting to me. So these are my two most normal cars, the four-door sort of family daily driver vehicles. But this garage really isn't anything to write home about, but I want to show you something really, really cool. If you come in here, you'll see that there's a bunch of dirty laundry, and you'll notice I have a washer and dryer here that we tried to fit in here, and it didn't fit. So what did we do? We broke the wall. And now they fit. Only just. There's no, I mean, they're touching. They're touching, and this needs to be redone. But now the washer and dryer works, because when we got the house, that washer and dryer made everything smell like cat piss. If this was in Texas, this would be a big selling point, because we could just say that this is exposed shiplap. So let's go into what I think is one of the coolest parts of the house, the basement. Now, some of you may know that in Florida, houses don't really have basements. And that's because the ground is essentially made of sand. The foundation isn't really made for any basements, but since this house is so high on a hill, then we actually could have a basement down here. It's not a large basement, but it is a basement nonetheless. There's some room for storage. One thing I wanted to show you guys was this. There's a safe in here. So this safe looks like it was built in the 50s. It is locked and it is real rusted. And I know nothing about safes, but it's been here since the old owners moved in the 90s. And they have not opened it. There might be something in here. If any of you know how to open a safe, maybe we'll make a video about opening it. I know that I don't want to just drill into it, because there might be like asbestos and stuff in there, and we definitely don't want to get cancer. So this is really cool. I think this is like an in-wall safe that people would put in the wall somewhere, and this just came with the house. Right here, this is a water heater. That's rust. This is a air handler that is leaking water. And fun fact, this house has 6 air conditioning systems, 6 ACs. So if you think that one of those are expensive, I got 6 of them, and they're all old. So that's great. Let's go outside before I realize what else I have to pay for here. Okay, so this is the side entrance of the house, and everything here is overgrown. There is landscaping. There actually is a fair bit of landscaping in this house, but I don't think this was part of it. These bushes and stuff, while they may kind of look cool, and the vines, I need to take those out, because if you notice, there's 2 big AC systems there and one little split unit right there. And I don't think they do well with everything falling into them. So we have to take all this out, and I don't know what's behind this. I definitely need to pressure wash this entire side of the house, because these are, I mean, it's a brick construction. And what's really cool about this house, one little tidbit, is that this house was built in the 1960s, which is pretty old for Florida. But the second story, and basically everything you see here, was built in 1999. So they renovated this house and built a ton of stuff on top of the existing structure. They redid the hardwood floors, and it has a lot of like old house feel, but it has some new amenities like new plumbing and new electricity, stuff like that. So that way it's not an actual old house falling apart, it's a newer house falling apart. We have 2 satellite dishes. I don't need to use those because we have cable. We have cable internet because this is 2022 and it's not 1998. I do have to preface me opening this door with, we just moved in, and there is a lot of work to do back there, and please don't judge me, but it will get better. And if you think that this is a big project so far, you ain't seen nothing yet. Door's locked. Oh, hey there. I didn't notice you standing there. Come on in, come on. So welcome to my little slice of heaven. And check out this backyard. This is quite possibly the most baller backyard I've ever seen in any house that I could remotely afford. But This pool is the centerpiece, and I really, really love it. It is a 30 by 60. It's 10 feet deep. It has a waterfall. It has a diving board and a slide, and it is green and it looks like a swamp. It is disgusting. It smells bad. If you guys want a project, here it is. I'll tell you how this pool got this bad. This was sort of kind of clean when we got the house. It just needed a little bit of sprucing up. But then we had 2 hurricanes that came by, and what happens with hurricanes is that everything falls into the pool and then creates algae, and then it makes it green. And after the hurricanes, then we had a pump go out, and then we had to replace the skimmers, and then some more weather happened, and now the pool is like this, and we are going to fix all of this in an upcoming episode. But I wanted to show you guys what this was, because it's a lot, but I think when we get it dialed in, it's going to be the most magical place I've ever been. And I've been to Disney World. So let's take a break from the neon green pool, and I want to show you something else. So this is a tree that makes limes. It's a lime tree. And these limes are super, super limey. They're limey. They're very good. They're organic, and they save me at least $37 a year by having this tree here. So that's a savings you can put right in the pocket. There's a slide that looks like it's just made for insurance claims. So I think they built this for kids, and then if a kid fell off here and hit the concrete, that would be an ex-kid. It would no longer be a kid. I think, honestly, this thing has to go. Number 1, for insurance, but number 2, I think it's old and it's rickety, and I think we can use this space better. Maybe if we put like a little gazebo here or a fire pit, and not have something that could potentially kill somebody. Over there is liability number 2. So a diving board is great. I've never used a diving board in my life. I think that if you don't do this right, which I definitely wouldn't, this could be a source of a big insurance claim. So we're gonna get rid of this too. Also, this feels like it's gonna break, so I'm gonna get off this. So back here, where there's a bunch of garbage and hoses and stuff, is the pool system. Ta-da! So this is a giant mess. Believe it or not, we actually had to replace quite a bit of this. So I replaced the filters. There's 2 really big filter canisters, and there's a filter array, so I replaced those. We had to replace this guy, the main pump, because the old one started leaking pretty much immediately. And then we had to replace a bunch of pipes because they were leaking. And the old owner told me that you definitely don't want to put these valves in the wrong direction, or else the whole thing explodes. I am now an expert on pools, except for the fact that I have no idea how any of this works. This is a salt pool. It doesn't have like traditional chlorine in it, so it has salt cells, which is really cool. Apparently it's lower maintenance than a chlorine pool, and it also feels kind of nicer, but there's salt cells right here. There's it's all electronic, but we had to take this off, this top of this little gazebo thing off, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to get to the filter. And I think we need to build like a shed so we can house everything here, because you don't want it to get rained on. There's electronics and stuff in here, and there's wiring. Right now it's just rotting. It's just rotting out here, because every time it rains it just makes this completely dirty and it rusts things. So that's another thing to put on the list. And also, when this place gets really humid, when it is all the time, there's mosquitoes everywhere. We're in the woods. If anyone knows how to get rid of mosquitoes, please tell me, because this is a problem. One of the things I really love about being back here is you just come up here and there is a summer kitchen, which it's not summer, so that's why it's broken. It's actually been broken during the summer as well, because nothing works in there. Right up here is a place where people can congregate, and there is a kitchen of sorts. There's a really cool grill. That grill is broken. There's a refrigerator and I believe a dishwasher, and both of those are really old and rusted. They don't work. And coming over here, there is a hot tub that is leaking. So that's a really deep hot tub. I mean, like, take a look at how deep that is. That's, I think, probably 5 or 6 feet deep. And it has about 5 inches of standing stagnant water. So we need to fix that, figure out why this has such a big leak. But over here, This is where the waterfall happens, so a big gush of water is supposed to come out into the pool. It really is quite cool, and I'm getting mosquitoes everywhere. Hopefully I don't fall in there, but this is one of the things that make this house just look amazing when everything's clean. Unfortunately, not everything's clean right now. And back here is the rest of the land. Now there are 5.5 acres on this parcel of land. The house and the pool are only 1.5, so we have 3 and change back here, and it's all just woods. So back here we have some trails that I've never been on and don't really feel like going on because of mosquitoes and bears and gators, but this is really cool. You can like drive ATVs back here. There's I mean, look, there's like room for activities. You can park many cars back here. I don't know how you get them up here, but you could do it if you wanted to. That's Jurassic Park. Dinosaurs live in there. This is a giant tower. It looks like a giant antenna of some kind. I know the old owner had a business where he had communications with overseas clients, so I think this gave him an advantage or something. Maybe this is a cell phone tower. I don't know. I feel like this needs to go because if this falls on the house, this is going to be a problem. No house is complete without a shed. And this shed is empty. Yay! Is it empty? There's lights in here. So what I'm thinking we can do in this space, it actually is a decent size for like a little home gym. That would be kind of cool. I know it was previously used to have just a riding lawnmower on here, but like we could just make this space anything. It is a decent size. I don't think you can get a car in here, but we have a garage and a bunch of space for that. But you guys let me know. Would you like to see a gym build? Would you like to see maybe gardening room? Do you guys like gardening? I don't know anything about gardening. I can get into it though. Okay, moving on. I told you guys that I was really excited about the basement. Basement's cool, right? There's another thing that other Florida houses don't have that this house has, and it is right back here, and it is, it's pretty weird. This is a bomb shelter that was made in the 60s, and the previous owners who were here since the 90s never went in it. Like there's a whole big bomb shelter down here, and nobody's been in it for at least 30 years. I can see that there's some standing water in there. I'm not wearing gloves, so I don't want to open it up, but it is something that I want to explore. I don't know how big it is. I don't know what's in there. It's probably just filled to the brim with water and dead animals, but I would love to maybe dredge it out and then see what is in there, because if there's like some stocks from the 60s that I could use to pay off the house. But this is really, really cool. I can't wait to get into here. I don't know how I'm going to do it though, because I don't know if there's a company that would, do I call a septic tank company? Is that who I call? Do I just bring a bunch of shovels and pitchers of water? I don't know. Here's something else you guys can help me with. Can you explain this? Explain that. This is a tree. That's bricks, fully formed bricks, and this is a tree. How do you get bricks in there? How does that happen? I think this tree was dying, and then they put bricks in there to fortify it, and I don't know how that happened. So write in the comments how physics doesn't work on this tree. All right, now moving on from the house and all those mosquitoes to a place where there's probably a little bit more mosquitoes, the lake. I love how secluded it is, and I love how there is a dock here that is completely private and also very, very, very falling apart. I'm gonna attempt to walk on this dock and get all the way over there, but it's a little creaky. The wood is creaking underneath me. See, I don't know if you can see that, but it's doing a little spaghetti action here. But what you get when you come out here is quite rewarding, actually. So this dock obviously needs to be completely redone. All the wood's rotted, but you have a fantastic view of the lake. The sunsets are really cool out here. It's super serene, it's very quiet, and this is one of the reasons why I bought the house. I always wanted a lakefront house, and this is just a place to come and relax after a really hard day. And when we get this up and running and have this be nice and presentable, I think you can have like family functions out here. I think You could just hang out, maybe have a boat that goes across the water at a high rate of speed. I don't know, but I'm really happy that I bought a house with this included, even though this will all need to be redone. I think we should probably go into the house and I should show you what's in there, because it's really cool, and also there's a lot of weirdness to it. It's kind of weird. It's really weird. Welcome to the inside of the house. This is the kitchen, and it needs a little bit of renovating. It has a style that is straight out of 1979. Has green countertops, 2 ovens, and a microwave. You know, I know how to use one of these. I can nuke anything. It's a really cool place to be. I love the lighting in here, the cabinets, at least the layout is pretty cool. We will have to redo the cabinets, either redo them completely or get new hardware and paint this, but this gotta go. Maybe we redo the floors, because if you look down, you'll see, number one, a dog and a cat, but you'll see hardwood floors. Like, these are actual hardwood floors from the 1960s. And for the most part, they're in okay shape, but in some other parts, they're really not in good shape. So we have to redo some of that. We have to take out the floorboards. That sounds very cheap to do. But over here is a really big refrigerator. This is as close as you can get to commercial grade as you can. And I love this thing. I've always wanted like an inbuilt real big refrigerator. This is the freezer, and then regular fridge stuff. And it works real good. I love this fridge. There's a pantry for all your pantry stuff. There's a garage. And in here is a little family room. This is the only part of the house that I've actually moved into, and we got some furniture from Facebook Marketplace and we just put it there, and everything in here is super cheap. We haven't actually bought anything brand new because furniture tends to be expensive and there's a lot of house to furnish. But there's like 25-foot ceilings in this house, and this house was actually built by a guy who designed churches, which is why it's very cathedral-like. But there is a little bit of real, what I like to call Florida weirdness. And every time you look at Florida houses on Zillow, there are a lot of like weird architecture things inside them, like walls that go to nowhere or just features that don't seem to fit in. And we have one right there. So if you take a look up at the top, it's just a, yep, that's an indent in the wall, and it does nothing. There's no way to access any of that. There's a green that's darker than the green that's on the wall, and it makes no sense. Coming through here is the sitting room where people go to sit. There's a lot of natural light in here from the front and the back, and you can have a really cool look at the pool. There's a wet bar in here. I don't drink, nobody in the house drinks, but we could put like sodas and stuff in the fridge over here. We got a piano that was a holdout from the old owner. They didn't want to take it, and needs a tune, and I'm not gonna tune that piano because I don't really play piano. We have a full chimney, a real working chimney, and we haven't used it. I don't know if there's any birds in there. There probably are. This sort of makes the house for me. Like, if you look at the beams, the exposed beams, this house was built with hurricane safety in mind. So this house was made to withstand 150-mile-an-hour sustained winds. And you can see that these, the beams have like metal reinforcements on them, and the entire house has a metal roof on it, which is really cool. The roof is actually in good condition, and if we do get hit by a big hurricane, this house should survive. Now I say should because it's never been tested, and they put it on like 20 years ago. So I don't really want to test it, but it's good peace of mind to have. So up there is the master bedroom, and I'm not gonna show you guys up there, at least not today, because we do need to renovate up there. It is just a giant mess. So that will wait for another episode, but what I do want to show you is the guest house. Now this is a 4,200-ish square foot main house. There's a 1,600-foot guest house out back, and that's really, really cool. I did tell you that we're moving, and there's stuff that's just thrown around here, but this is one half of the guest house. So this is what I'm gonna use as an office. An office/game room, and it's really, really echoey in here. I'm gonna redo the floors and make it a little bit more cozy. But this, I wanted to have a space to have like maybe a games room, have like a collection of vintage video games, stuff I used to play as a kid. So this is a place to just chill. I do want to have maybe a custom table for my work. Right now I'm working out of here and this is a complete mess. So this is my editing rig and this is where I do all my editing. And here is really cool because this is an extra room that was used as just like paperwork and stuff for the old owner. But what I think I can do is I can make a recording studio in here because it's really small, it's easy to insulate, and I can fit all my guitars on the wall. And you can see that it's brick behind here, which is kind of, I mean, it'll be a shame to take this out because it's all custom made, but if we take this out, we can put all the guitars on the wall, maybe put like a little sound recording studio in here. It'll be awesome. You guys have seen a bathroom before. It's just a regular bathroom. There's a toilet in there. Here is my guitar collection that I just got done putting down. I do have a place for everything, but we just put this down just temporarily. I love this space a lot. Like this would be maybe a podcasting studio or a Lego making station because I love doing Lego, and now I finally have some space for it. But over here is the second half, kind of dingy and there's so many light switches here. Okay, so this is an apartment or an in-law suite because you can lock everything up. There is a separate entrance and there's a full bathroom. There's a bed and a kitchenette. There's a little kitchen in here. We just did have this all cleaned. That's why everything is open. We wanted to make sure that there weren't any roaches. And if you ever buy a house in Florida, there's gonna be roaches. There's always roaches because it's humid and there's always food left behind. But now we have everything cleaned and the only thing we have to do in this place is renovate everything because it looks like the 70s exploded. Now I think at this point, I'm gonna show you the most baller thing you've ever seen on a YouTube house tour. And that's probably not true, but if we go through the bathroom here, and it is a full bathroom, there's a weird kind of gold shower here. That's not a joke. It's a shower and it's golden. It's not the other, okay. In here is like a pool room where you have all the stuff for the pool. You have the chemicals and whatnot. You have the floaty toys. But here's a room that I never ever thought I'd have in a house, and that is a sauna. This has a full Swedish sauna, and if we come in here, it gets up to 200 and something degrees in the sauna, which is just insane. I've actually never used it. I feel like I maybe would start a fire, but it's good to know that when I have the pool working, then I can get out of the pool, come in here, or do some exercise, come in here and just relax. And this is something that I never thought I needed in the house. And honestly, I don't think I do need it in the house, but I think it's cool that this is here. And it's very, very well done. I mean, everything is, the craftsmanship is all custom, and I need to make sure that I keep this maintained because otherwise I don't even know what it costs to rebuild a sauna. I have no idea what that costs. I don't want to know. So that is it for the house tour, at least this part of the house tour. I'm going to be working on lots of different parts of this house in the coming weeks and months, and I hope you guys join me in that project because this is the most ambitious project I've ever had on the channel, and it's the most fun I think we're going to have on this channel. So until next time, this is me reminding you guys that on your own house projects and car projects and whatever projects you have, you guys should always build them better, and hopefully they don't make you go broke. And to do that, you should wrench every day. Thanks for watching.